What is going on, gentlemen? I am back once again on a Saturday, chilling like a villain, getting ready to give you guys episode 93 of Yeetus' Thoughts. And this topic today is something we're going to go into detail with because, especially when we can't even talk about it in real life without being persecuted, right? Standards. Men and women have standards, all right? That's just a natural thing. We both see various aspects of a person before we give them a chance of commitment. But there are key differences between men and women. We're definitely going to get down to that very soon. What is going on, chat? I'm reading. I'm reading the comments right now. What's going on, Sky Decide? What's going on, Jabba D's nuts? Hey, what's going on, Sigma Rodin? Island Hermit, what's going on? Free Ross, I see you. MGTOW Forever, I see you. You know, you just said what's up. What's going on? And that is about it. Also, I completely forgot. To do this. Give me 1 second. No, I don't want that stuff. So we can get this out the way now so we can focus on the topic at hand. If you want to support your boy, Sir Yeetus, if you want to support the Warband, go ahead and click on this link that I'm going to be putting inside the chat and donate to paypal.me/Sir Yeetus. Okay? All donations go towards the production of the channel, art, whatever it is. Thank you for everybody that donated yesterday. I'll definitely get to those super chats in a bit. But another thing I'm going to say is this is the last time you guys are going to see the countdown because once again, it's time to upgrade a bit, right? It's time to upgrade a bit. It's going to be a lot more music and a completely uh, different platform. We've been using this uh, StreamYard's overlay for a minute, but it's time to step it up a bit. And guess what? It's all thanks to you guys' donation. I definitely appreciate it. But now let's get down to the topic. Let's add Gray right quick. What's going on, Gray?
Yo.
So,
Warband.
how's life right now?
Keeping busy, but it's the good kind of busy. So pretty happy with it.
That's good. That's good. With the topic today of men and women having standards, what's your overall summary of how that dynamic affects today's society in the sense of how we choose partners in 2022?
Summarize, I think women need to get it through their heads that just because a man will fuck you does not mean he's going to commit to you.
I agree 1,000,000% because it's the old saying, and all of us has been saying it for years now. Women, they are the gatekeepers of sex. They choose who to let inside, okay? That's their responsibility because they're gatekeeping. But men are the gatekeepers of relationships. We choose who we give our time, attention, resources, and protection to. So we need to be responsible on who we commit to. Do you agree, Gray?
Absolutely. That's the dynamic in a nutshell.
That's it. Yep.
Now, like women, like their prerogative, their standards will be two things. They want ideal genetics and they want security, typically resource acquisition. And we can see that portrayed in the 666 chat. They want someone who is fit. They want someone who is strong. So they say good genetics, lots of strength, lots of resources. It makes sense for them to desire that.
I agree.
Now, whereas men, our standards, well, what are we looking for? We are looking for the maximum number of healthy offspring from one with good genetics. So that's where youth comes in. Because ideally, 18-year-old, debt-free, thin-ish, like fit,
Yeah,
like 18-year-old, debt-free, fit, tattoo-less virgin. Like that is the man's 666 chat equivalent.
pretty much. Because the younger they are, the more time for them to have kids.
Yeah. And the fewer partners they've had, the more likely they are to form a long-term stable relationship. And you need that in order to raise a healthy child.
Exactly. And with our prerogative of spreading our seed as much as possible, of course, men are not going to have as high standards as a woman would.
No, because it's fairly humble. There's a lot more women that could potentially fit the requirements because women get all their value front loaded. All they have to do, like assuming that they didn't get a horrible dice roll on genetics, is not get fat, not spread, like just don't get fat, keep your legs closed. And by 18, 6'6" Chad will commit to you.
Yeah, like there is some blue pill alphas out there that are willing to commit to a woman like that. You know,
And if a woman did commit, that's the thing. Like, if you just remain an 18, like a virgin, until you're 18, like hold the standard of, I'm not going to have any sort of physical relationship until there's a wedding ring on my finger. Even if you reach sexual maturity early, like the absolute earliest, that is at most 7 years of celibacy.
Right. And when it comes to that, okay, what am I trying to say? Today's dynamics of 2022, when it comes to relationships, the bar is set too low by men, and the bar by women is set way too extremely high, like to another galaxy, delusional standards. So men today, which I will call simps, right?
Yeah.
They will put their standards so low that they will literally sacrifice their dignity just to get 50 feet, uh, 50 feet away from the nearest puniti.
Well, and that's something that men by and large don't realize, especially when they're young, is that their attention has value. Like them acknowledging a woman's existence has value. Commenting on her Instagram, that has value. They don't see it as valuable because it's so common, it's so cheap, but it is valuable. Their time is valuable.
Yeah, I agree. And the equivalent, in my opinion, is with women, they're too desensitized from all the attention that they're getting through social media. So they see having an attention from a man that they like as it's whatever because she's looking for that perfect guy. But the man, right, sees society as women giving away the puniti left and right for some of the devil's lettuce or a freaking Happy Meal. So the puniti's stock market is plummeting, and it's still plummeting till this day. Would you agree?
Yes. I guess it's on such a there's rapid turnover, but it's the point. Like, let's imagine it like fruit for a metaphor. Like normally you wouldn't like take fruit until it's ripe, like bananas, for example. But right now we've got like all of our shelves have freaking green bananas that have been picked prematurely, and you can't find any actual good ones anymore.
I definitely agree. I agree. And if they are not holding their end of the traditional deal, what I mean by traditional, things that's been happening since the dawn of civilization, or even in tribes, it's just don't have a body. If I'm going to commit to you, risk my life to you, provide for you, why can't you save yourself for the marriage? Why do you believe you still hold that same value when I realize that you went through hundreds of dudes and I'm the one that has to pay?
And that's really the problem, is women don't realize or are forced to disregard the value of their virginity.
Exactly. And I completely blame feminism for that one.
Yeah.
Because now all these chicks are wondering, well, why doesn't um men take me seriously? I'm pretty, I'm cute. Yeah, that's all you are. That's it. And now we know that you're the community bicycle. Why would I even know? Because that means I'm settling for you. Sidetrack chat, you are settling for her when it comes to marriage, not the other way around. Don't forget that.
And that's
You are the
really,
gatekeepers of relationships. What'd you say?
that's the thing. Like, you're, as the man, the marriage does not benefit you. You are sacrificing in a marriage. It is something that you give to her.
Exactly. And how men show love, how they show it, sacrifice.
Like this is one of the equivalences here, because like there are women that will say things like, I could get any man in this bar to sleep with me, right? And they're proud of that.
Yeah, that's just weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's what you could say as a guy to counter that. I could get any woman here to take my money.
Pretty much, yeah. That is an equivalent.
That's it. It doesn't sound so impressive when she's like, well, of course any woman would take your money. It's like, yeah, well, any man's gonna take free fucking pussy.
Yeah, who? I don't know any man unless he's part of the alphabet community will say no to free puniti. Okay, I don't have to pay a dime. I don't have to take her out. I don't have to. She just offering it. No, sign me up. Hey, you boys gonna join? Oh, we're gonna have a very long train, huh?
Let's be honest, it's going to take a very dedicated member of the alphabet community to turn down puniti.
Oh, it's just funny. It's just how when it comes to having that type of mindset and making those type of decisions and behaviors on behalf of women, what they need to understand is men don't really care what women do, but at the same time, they blame us and complain and whine and moan about the decisions that they made themselves. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're a woman and you want to, oh, I'm sexually liberated. I'm empowered. I can do this. All right, go do your thing. And then when their life crash and burns, oh, men ain't shit. What the fuck? We didn't make you do anything. You did it. Patriarchy. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like no man shames a woman for being a virgin.
No, not one. No. No, hell no. That's like you hit the jackpot. Like, was she a virgin, bro? Oh, that's literally what it's like the holy grail these days if you find a woman that's actually a virgin.
Yeah, that's the thing. Women shame women for being virgins.
Exactly. Especially those hardcore feminists.
And that's it. Like, this is, I'm going to keep beating this drum until I hear a good argument otherwise. Women need to go MGTOW.
You mean WGTOW?
No, MGTOW. Because they need to cut women out of their life.
But you know damn well that's not going to happen. The mind hive mentality is too strong, especially when it comes to easy communication through social media and stuff.
Yeah, no, I know it's a pipe dream, but at the very least, women need to acknowledge that other women don't have their best interests at heart.
No, especially the ones with the feminist ideologies. Like, for that to actually work, you will literally have to go all Amish.
That's it. Like, women do not want other women to succeed because that is competition for the very small pool of men.
Yep. You hear that, chat? That's why they give the worst advice ever when it comes to relationships or dealing with men. All right, because they purposely do it. You really don't think that there's women out there giving out the stupid, most ditzy high school like relationship advice and turn around and sneak over and get that high value man?
Well, that's the thing. Like, how many of these pop stars sing about the merits of being single and then go home to a steady relationship or husband?
Yep. Beyonce, Cardi B, I wouldn't say Megan Thee Stallion, but she contributes. And there's this one other star. What's her name? I forgot her name. But they're in serious relationships. But, Beyonce making it all to the left, everybody to the left. You think you're irreplaceable, or Cardi B with that WAP song, and she knows it's wrong because there's a video out there of Cardi B rushing to turn off her music when her daughter was walking in. She rushed to turn off that music on camera. So she knows, you know, how strong of an influence she has when it comes to the music and making the most vulgar, vile Jezebel music. And they know this. And look, Beyonce is talking about, oh yeah, single ladies, all the single ladies. Yeah, she's married to a fucking billionaire. Just think about it, gentlemen. What do you have to say, Gray?
That's the thing. They want a woman in a committed relationship wants every other woman to be single because she wants her man to herself.
Exactly. And this is literally can go all the way down to her social circle. Literally. Why do you think women love to be homewreckers? Oh, they don't talk about that. They celebrate it on TV and stuff because once again, pre-selection happens.
That's
so
the thing. But they always fantasize about the one who's being the homewrecker. They don't fantasize about some other woman coming in and taking their man.
Exactly. See, this is why we had this talk a few streams ago of if you want to catch a woman's attention, wear a wedding ring.
Yeah.
Wear a wedding band.
Like fuck pheromone soap, just put on a wedding ring.
Because that's pre-selection in itself. Because a woman decided to have a serious relationship with you, so you must have something of value to even get married in the first place. Because as long as you're fit, as long as you dress nice, you're able to present yourself in a good, confident way, and you wear a fake ass wedding ring, believe me, they will be coming to you. It's crazy. There's so many homewrecker. There was literally a homewrecker right in front of me years ago, and I literally called her out on it. Like, that man is married. What are you doing? And then she tried to brush me off. I'm like, damn. I said, everybody call her a homewrecker. This was in the military, but yeah, I was literally saying, everybody call her a homewrecker. She's out here finding it up in the barracks right now. Like, that man is married. What are you doing? Shame on you. Oh yeah, you can still shame, gentlemen. You can still shame.
That's really the only weapon you have nowadays.
Right. And like, hold up, like, why you can't get your own man? Why you gotta take somebody else's man?
Oh well, we know the answer to that. Women would rather share a winner than have exclusivity of a loser.
Exactly. See, look at that. And we're gonna keep repeating that over and over and over again, because they're always trying to point out that the guy is the dog. All right, the guy is the cheater. This, and that. No, statistically proven, men and women cheat at the same rate. But hell, I honestly believe women cheat more than men.
That's the funny thing is, men cheating at the same rate as women. Really?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'd be highly skeptical of that.
Yeah, because there's more male virgins out here in history, pretty much.
Like, that's the thing. I'm willing to. Okay, if it's the rate thing that gets me, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's women reporting that, oh, my boyfriend cheated on me. It's like, yeah, but 5 of you have the same boyfriend.
Yep. So it's pretty much women versus Chad and Tyrone, Pookie, Ray Ray. That's pretty much all the men that took part in this statistic. Because I do not hear at all men on a large scale cheating on their no, no. It's literally only, and you can see it on Mari too. 7 times out of 10, that dude's a Pookie or Ray Ray or a Chad Tyrone.
That's the
Never,
thing. Like
never, never an average guy.
that's the thing. For that statistic to be at all probable, you would have to be like factor in that, well, these are the men that these women choose to be in relationships with. Like it's not like, oh, all men, because they're not going to count a man that has never been in a relationship as, oh, does he cheat or does he not cheat? No, they're only going to count men who have been in relationships.
Holy fuck! Hey, I'm stopping this. Give me 1 second, y'all. Somebody gave a very generous donation. Ooh, hold up. Let me. Jesus. Let me stop this right quick. It's not
Yeah,
even loading. But uh, come on.
yeah.
I can't say your name, but I'll say
I
D.
well, no, the thing is, looking in the chat, if it's $100, I think it's Madara.
If it is, thanks, man. Jesus Christ. This is amazing. Hey, this is the motivation to keep going, get more art, to get all this stuff because you guys believe in the warband enough to help fund this group. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, pro tip to anyone who wants to donate while keeping their name hidden, you have to create a business profile to send the money through. If you use it via personal, it will expose your real name.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I already have business. Um,
Yeah,
but
but like to anyone in the chat.
oh yeah, the warband will never ever. We change it to business if you can, but if you don't worry about the warband trying to dox you. Madara is fake name. Okay, see, even better. Bam. But Madara, that is going to go towards something pretty big in the future. Thank you very much. But what were we going to say again? What was your conversation?
Well, I think Alien Red Pill's comment goes to a very interesting point. Women 18 to 30 cheat more. After that, men cheat more. Well, that is directly linked to their desirability. But again, to cheat, one must first be in a relationship. And I'm willing to bet that statistically, there are more women in relationships than men in relationships. So by the numbers, fewer men cheat than women simply because fewer men are in committed relationships than women.
I agree. I definitely agree. And what's it called? The alien pill. We're going to address this. Last I checked, women between 18 and 30 cheat more, but then after that, men cheat more. That just proves our point even more about the wall.
Yeah, like a woman over 30 is not as desirable. They are not capable of cheating. Do they still want to and try? Yeah, but they just fail. The same way that a man below 30 might try to get a lot of puniti, but because he doesn't have his money or experience or maybe isn't as fit, yeah, he's going to fail more. I'm willing to bet that you'd find that attractive men cheat more than unattractive men. Holy shit.
I will
Like,
say, when it comes to uh, cheating or even having a chance to score as a young man, I remember when I was 18, it is beyond tough. Like, uh, if you're not, you know, a D1 college uh, player for football, or whatever, if you're not a jock or or you're not a trust fund baby, it's very difficult while you're young. Don't get me wrong, I still got mine. but I definitely had to work a lot harder than the guys that were born with the genetic lottery or with a silver spoon in their mouths. Because, of course, the younger women, 18 to 21, we are completely invisible to them. So, before you continue your story, question: Gray? What's your standards when it comes to a woman? That your basic minimum.
Uh, uh, under 20, under 21,
Okay.
not fat,
Okay.
lower body count as can be expected.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, for you to be consider her for commitment.
oh, yeah, under 21, debt free, virgin, no tattoos.
Okay. Would you agree with that? Carry on.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I'll probably add
What'd you
one
say?
more thing,
What's
like
up?
submissive. Like a girl can have all those traits, but if she's not submissive to me, that's kind of like gonna just flush down the toilet. So I'll just add on submissive for myself.
Yeah, and genuinely kind.
Yep. Big time forever. Would you agree with all that?
Oh yeah, totally.
And Isla Herman, would you agree with all
Yeah,
that?
I would say mine would be 18 to 24, not fat and not a cunt. And I don't mind some tattoos. Like, I'm not going to wife her up, but I'll smash. Like, I really can't talk on tattoos. I got like 32 of them myself. But
But we're talking about women that
Like-
you will consider commitment.
committing to, yeah, 18 to 24.
Okay.
Around 130 pounds, and yeah, goes to the gym and takes care of herself.
Okay. And along with everybody else said, submissive,
Yep, all that too.
feminine. So we named around 6 or 7 standards, the minimum standards for her to be considered a long-term commitment. Now let's switch it over to the women. Imagine how long their list is.
We've seen their list and the contradictions within it.
Remember that TED Talk? That girl's list was fucking beyond retarded, dude. I can't even remember how many things it was.
Well, no,
And she was like overweight, fucking in her 30s. And it's like, yeah, that's why you're going to die alone. Like, you want all these things from a guy, but you're in your 30s and you're fat. Yeah,
So
it's not gonna happen.
you're talking about the Steve Harvey show, right?
that was
Where
Steve
she
I think-
had 4 or 5 columns.
panels. Yeah, she had
Panels.
The one I'm
Yeah.
talking about, I think Think Before You Sleep did a video on it,
Yeah.
and it was a girl on TED Talk or something like that, and she was saying like all of her standards, what she wanted in a guy, and it was ridiculous.
These bitches need to hire somebody to like make their list on fucking Excel and shit. They're so big.
This kind of reminds me at work, like a year ago, I work with a 30-year-old woman that kind of like had a crush on me. And I was telling her how I mainly just go 18 to 24. And then she's like, oh, don't you think that's kind of shallow? And then I'm like, I brought up fucking, what's the actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, how he dumps her, how he dumps the girls on their 25th birthday, and I started laughing, and she just looked at me like, you monster.
Well, that's it. Once again, men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
That's why
We choose who we commit to or not. You can't
Leonardo
force me to say-
DiCaprio's got to be semi-red pilled if he's doing that.
Oh, he's red pill. He just won't mention it. He in my opinion, he is. Even though he hangs out with Holly Weird.
Yeah, he might not know what the red
secretly-
pill is, but like his subconscious, it's like, I got to dump them at 25, and he can. He's famous. He's an actor. He's not in bad shape. He's got a fuck ton of money. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
I agree, but before we go, Isla Herman, do you have any? No, I'm not leaving the live stream, but do you have anything to say, Isla Herman, about the topic today?
Just these bitches got a fuck ton of They got a fuck ton of standards and they really bring nothing to the table. It's like, yeah, you want all this, but what do you bring? A used up box?
Yeah, I understand, man. It's crazy. Joe, what about you?
Yeah, they bring themselves a broken up table. I thought of something earlier. Sorry for jumping off for just a second. I've been trying to get on frickin' PayPal, but it's hard. I'm Amish now, and we Amish use Venmo.
Wait,
What?
you have internet?
Oh yeah,
Well, aren't you breaking the rules right now by like being on the internet?
no, I was on the other day when Madura called in.
So you're
That was a joke.
you're not living in. Oh, it's a joke.
Yeah,
Oh,
God damn
sorry,
it.
I should have laughed out loud.
I said, wait.
I thought it was
Dude,
for real.
You guys were talking about younger chicks watching shows earlier, and one thing that really pisses me off about that some of these feminist shows is like, I saw parts of fucking Barbie when I used to watch my niece, and she was young enough to watch that shit and need watching and shit. And it's like, the bitch shops all day, and she's like, "Oh, I also have every job, including astronaut and CEO." It's like, what?
Yeah, that okay. Now I see why they get that messed up. You know,
Right?
I could have my cake and eat it too mentality.
Hey.
Yeah.
Then I think we know who the perfect husband for Barbie is, because he's also had every job in existence, and he's an American icon.
Uncle Ruckus?
Johnny Sins.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was thinking of that. Yeah.
Didn't he get
I thought you were
caught?
gonna say the guy from Dirty Job.
But hey, I'm gonna have you guys chill in the back, or you can leave because I'm about to add Dax. I'm about to get serious about.
So you want us all to
conversation.
jump off?
Nope, just you and Joe.
All right, I'll
We're gonna
jump
have a
off
very
for a
serious
minute.
combo. All right. See
a
you
good
guys
one, guys.
later, man.
All right.
Puniti.
See ya.
Unity.
Dax.
Yo, can you hear me, fellas?
Indeed.
Definitely can.
Ah, good to know. Puniti, first of all.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm opening a drink. Yeah, Yeetus. Also, thanks for having me on, because I know I was on Chronic's stream with you earlier today, and haven't gone to bed yet. I'm having a little sip.
It's all
But-
good.
But yeah, no. I'm totally in agreement with all you fellas. I mean, the standards of the average woman today are just, dude, they're outrageous. Like, holy hell! It's not just what I've seen on the internet. Like, I see this stuff personally in real life too. Like, for example, not too long ago at work, I overheard a conversation between some girls that I work with, and one of them was talking about how she's been seeing this guy who is like her dream man. He's got a really fancy car. He's got a good job. He makes six figures. He's good looking, but the only flaw about him is he's only 5'8". And I'm just sitting there going, Jesus Christ. In the back of my mind, I'm just like, holy shit.
Hey, don't let 5'8" stop you. Okay.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, like, okay, well, I'm 6'1", so I've never had a problem with my height, but I'm just like, I see the height requirements from chicks these days, and I'm just...
See, the crazy part is, if you guys watch my trailer, you know, of
They don't
that,
The 5'4"?
yeah, that one
She's
lady.
4'9". She thought
She's
that dude
4'9".
was 5'5". It's
5'4".
like,
Yeah,
bitch,
5'5".
you know what 8 inches is. There is more than an 8-inch difference there.
But that's the thing. The fact that they have these standards, but they themselves don't even know what they're talking about. Like, are you serious? Like, you say you want a man that's 6 foot something, yet you can't see a man that's 6 feet. Like, you literally think a man that was 5 foot. I think it was 5'10" or 11, right?
No, he was. Well, fuck, I don't know. He never
I
actually said
forgot.
what height. He never said what height he was. He just asked what.
But he was pretty tall.
Yeah, he was at least
had-
2 feet taller than her.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, 5'4". I'm like, so even though you want these ridiculous standards, you don't even know what your standards even look like.
Oh, yeah. No, and see, some girls, especially the shorter they are, can't even accurately judge height. Like I worked with a girl who was only like maybe 5'2", and she thought that I was like 6'4". I'm like, no, I'm 6'1", and she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Do you want me to pull out a tape measure? Because I'll show you. I mean, no, they're delusional, dude. They're truly delusional.
She thought you were 5'4" too?
Wait,
I think most people don't know how tall. Like most people can't measure height. Like they believe they're shorter than average, or like some people are extremely tall, some people are extremely short. So it's like, yeah.
No, honestly, it was kind of weird because for the longest time I thought I was 5'6", and then I was like, well, no, dude, you're like almost 6 feet. You're 5'1". I'm like, what? It's like, get a fucking tape measure, compare myself to a 6 foot thing. I'm like, holy shit, I am almost 6 feet tall. When the fuck did that happen?
For me, I think I'm around perfect height. You know, being 5'8", just 1 inch below the average, right?
Yeah, but that makes
for people that are over 6 feet, especially over 6'5", getting around society it looks difficult to me. I'm like, I don't want to be that tall.
Being over 6'4" is just ridiculous. There's no point really, unless you want to do basketball or some like wrestling or some bullshit like that. Being extremely tall is
seriously
to you at that point.
You struggle to go through doors. You struggle to take a shower. You struggle to get in your car. You struggle to find the right shoe size, depending on how big your feet are. Your clothes may or may not have to be custom made.
Like more, everything's just more expensive.
You're at risk for higher risk for certain cancers. You suffer spinal problems later in life. You suffer joint problems and later in life. I mean, and here's the thing too, is that some people will argue that this is, oh, well, they're just being eugenic. They're just doing this for the best genes to pass on. Like, okay, if you've got people that are only selecting for the top height to pass on their genes, okay, in the future, say 200 years from now, where everyone walking around is fucking 7'5" on average, that's not eugenic at all. If we're all fucking suffering heart problems and spinal problems and joint problems, there's nothing there's nothing eugenic about that. It's only dysgenic.
The under Chronic actually explained it in one of his videos on mating selections. I forgot what he said because he was using all these sciencey terms, but he's correct to the point where women doesn't care. After a certain point, women do not care of choosing a partner out of survival. They just choose a partner because it's trendy or just.
Well, it started off as survival, but after a period of time, it became aesthetics.
Well, part of it too is, again, like you look at the mouse utopia. Under normal environments, mice will pair up regardless of everything. But when you have a mouse utopia, when security and resources are guaranteed, they will only pick the biggest mice, period, and completely ignore everyone else.
Oh, speaking of Under Chronic. Hey, what's going on, Under Chronic? We were just speaking about your video when it comes to mating selection and stuff.
And hey, Chronic, we know you're a liar. We all know you're an ass man.
But continue, carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, like people believe, like when women say they want tall guys, I know, like I think, like I'm generally tall in this average, but I know a guy that was like way taller than me, and that's why I see these people just walking around like they have to crouch down in case they hit their heads, walking on buses and all that shit. Like, do you really want to live that height where you just like have to shrink and you have to crouch and have your back bent over most of the time to speak to people and just to do everyday average things?
Yeah, don't like tall people tend to have like hunched shoulders a lot quicker when they get older?
Yes.
It really does depend on the height, but yeah, the taller you are, the more likely you are to have it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just like, because everything is not tailored to their size. They literally have to, constantly, like you said, constantly crouch and bend over, and it fucks up your back.
Well, I've got a small theory as to why they're so fixated on this incredible height. And I think it's due to their childhood. because when they're imprinting on like, ooh, what kind of man am I going to want to be my husband? Well, they're probably going to go for it, their father or someone who played a fatherly role. When you're a kid, everyone's a fucking giant to you. And then they grow up and they still want that same height difference that there was when there was a kid subconsciously. So they're like, ooh, I want a really, really tall man. It's like, you got taller. Your dad could have been fucking 5 foot nothing and he would have been a giant compared to you.
Yeah, there's actually freaks of nature, and it's not saying in a bad way, where a family could be on average 5'5" or 6", and the son literally becomes 6'6".
Well, and
Like,
then there's
what the
also
fuck?
nutrition, like as well. Like just because you've got the genes to be 6 foot, like if you don't get sufficient nutrition, like when you're a kid, like, you can't grow
Yeah, it was
to
such a
your
growth.
optimal height.
Yeah,
That was one of
yeah.
the reasons why there was a stereotype that Asians are generally small, but it was because they didn't have like certain nutritions that people from the West generally had, so they didn't grow as large.
yeah, we had access, at least in the States, way more access to various, foods and nutrition compared to Japan. you
Yeah,
know.
that's why when Japan started to get imported food, they started to grow in height.
Oh, definitely. I definitely was told the difference from my great uncle. Like damn, like they're getting tall. like wow, like they were literally 5'2" or 3" on average. When he went over there years ago. I mean, uh, the Korean War around there. He was able to visit Japan, and he said, yeah, they were short. Like, goddamn. But now these days, they're growing. They're definitely growing. But the big thing is, it's very weird. Personally, it's very weird being taller than your parents. I'm like, damn, I'm looking down on you now. That's weird.
I've been used to it
Oh,
for
yeah.
years now.
Yeah, my mom's only 5'0" maybe, and I'm towering over her at this point.
Damn,
Yeah, it's
my mom was small.
like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still want to try to start shit with my parents. Like, shit. I guess it's just that respect thing, and also,
There's
PTSD
no
trauma
point.
as children, getting your ass whooped probably. you
Yeah.
still won't try it.
It's like the elephant and the rope. The rope that secures the baby elephant physically secures the adult elephant psychologically.
Exactly. I agree. And like, once again, I know of course I can easily take on my parents. It's like whatever. I'm don't get me wrong, they treat me as an adult, but as the son, still as an adult, I still give that respect. And that's a good thing. That's why you need fathers in the house. So
But even though they say they have these standards, I don't honestly believe that they actually hold those standards up most of the time.
no, because it's always based on how they feel.
Well, it's not just how they feel. Like the thing is, they're never. It's like crying. Like you can't trust a woman's tears when there's at least one other person who can witness them.
Yes.
I don't think that you can trust a woman's standards when there's someone around who can hear, because then they're not made in isolation. They're made with the idea of, oh, I'm going to be judged by the group. And the group is like, you need to go, like, you go, girl, you go for 6'6", Chad. And so they're like, ooh, in order to be publicly accepted by society, I need to make it sound like I'm going for a 6'6", Chad, even though realistically I'd take just about anybody.
Well, that's the big thing, right? I'm sure whether it's happening currently or years ago, when I was still associating with women years ago, right? Because I don't fuck with Western women anymore. They always want to say, "Oh, I'm not that type of girl. I don't give it up on the first night." Bam, they give it up on the first night.
Yep, every time.
I'm like, all right, it's cool. There's only one or two women that I mess with that actually upheld their standards, and I had mad respect for that. I'm like, you know what, I respect that. See, that's what women don't understand. You know, like a man can actually respect the decision of her uh, making you wait if she's a virgin.
Yeah. No, actually, there's this one girl that I was kind of sweet on in college, and then she told me that she'd only had one partner. It was her current boyfriend, and they were going steady. I'm like, holy shit, I am not fucking with that. Like that is too fucking pure to even consider messing with.
Yeah, most people like if most decent people wouldn't want to fuck up something good, but when if someone like when you said the price, the stock price of pussy's dropping, it's like yeah, it's not. The price is raising, but the quality is lowering. It's like oh shit. So it's like
Well,
See-
no, that's the thing. The price is going down because it used to be a couple decades back that you didn't get any until you handed a ring over.
okay, the price has lowered, but the quality has lowered way more drastically than the price.
Oh yeah, it's still overpriced for what you get nowadays.
You can say these days is pretty much hyperinflation right now, and once they get over that, not over, when they run face first into the wall, that's pretty much the market crash right there, because they really believe that they have some value to their puniti for decades to come. They will never have to worry about getting married and having.
Oh, my puni is gold.
Yes, and then when she's pricing it, you know, when she's on that OnlyFans, Instagram model, all that crazy stuff. But when she hits that wall and she can't have kids anymore, and she's getting crow's feet on her face, I will say that's the market crash right there when it comes to her puniti.
And this is why I say that prostitution should be legal everywhere, because the thing is, prostitution devalues the ever living shit out of the price of puniti.
Well, see, I agree because that's why I think New York or a different state actually decriminalized prostitution. In one of the states, they made it like a lesser
Offense.
yeah, offense.
Nah,
Thank you.
I
It
think
was-
I think they decriminalize selling, but not purchasing. That's what
that's the thing. They still want to get the men like to pay like either some kind of fine or physical or just pay with their bodies by being slave labor in prison, and they're using women as a honeypot. I don't think that you can ever legalize prostitution and have it be treated properly under the law as a legal good.
No, unless the society gets desperate enough to the point where it's like, man, the even though this is probably what the people up high wants, the depopulation is getting crazy right now. Oh my God, we need to start repopulating. How are we going to do that? And then we follow the footsteps of China and try to make everything completely traditional again. And you know,
Nah,
Hey,
China's trying to do that, but they're gonna fail. They brought feminism to their women. They will not bust out children
knowing
like before.
knowing China, I believe they will succeed.
Nah, man. How much
No,
men?
that's the problem. Is they've got a communist regime.
They got a really tight grip on their society. Of course, the feminist thing won't be completely gone, but how are you really gonna fight back somebody that can recognize you from facial scans off the
But you have to think,
cameras? No, I'm just saying, like, it's a lot more difficult for.
Yeah, it will be difficult.
That's like if it was anything except having and raising children, then yes. But that's the problem. Is like you've got to essentially force women into pregnancy camps and chain men to, at the very least, provide the sperm. And they have to be working to provide for the children of these women. Like it or not, it doesn't. It's very difficult to have a top-down, unilateral control of that.
No, but knowing China, they'll be the closest ones to even find us, because once again, they're willing to go that far. they're
Oh no, that's the thing. They'd be willing, but okay, so they do that. What kind of children are you going to get out of that? Because
See,
you're not going to have two-parent households raising a children with love. You're going to have a two-parent household constantly afraid of the government and their child, or a one-parent household where the father is absent and the mother is basically just a glorified nursemaid.
well, what I'm saying is, if they're willing to add no more than one child, a two-child rule, they're willing to do the opposite.
Well, yeah, they're trying to ban abortion.
Yeah, then and it's going to succeed, knowing China.
Yeah, they will succeed, but I'm just like, how long do you think those like? I don't trust any governments, or because I believe they're all
Well,
corrupt.
no, and
Well-
then on top of that, as of right now, due to beer flu lockdowns, 26 million people are starving. China is not trying to repopulate; they are actively depopulating right now.
Mhm.
Well,
And they have a lot of old people. It's not like they have young people which can just bust out children anytime they want.
well, maybe that's why they're doing this craziness at the moment when it comes to the lockdown.
Like,
Okay.
personally, I would put
We can't.
I'd say that if you wanted to get a population boom with a communist government, you bypass the people entirely and go straight to cloning.
I see.
Yeah,
I
just-
see what you're saying, right? But at least at the current time frame, Switzerland, or was it Switzerland or Sweden? I forgot what it was. Try to incentivize a man having a baby because they will get like what, free diapers and extra income and stuff. That's not going to work under that feminine. That's not going to fly. But under China's rule, if they do go this route, saying, hey, we'll give you a little bit of incentives if you have kids, but I know there's a lot of variables that will go into it, right? Because they have a lot of leftover. That's the nickname, leftover women, right? Women.
Leftover women.
And that's the problem. Like it doesn't matter how oppressive you get. You have a horrible male to female imbalance due to the one child policy to begin with, and B, the majority of your female population is basically infertile.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but
So
I'm just putting it out there that out of all countries, I see China becoming the closest to China to repopulate.
Like I say, they'd have to essentially get every fertile woman and just force them to constantly show babies. I'm talking like 10 babies per woman.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I really do. But China will have to create some crazy reason or more reason to have this huge shift in trying to bring babies out to the world without going that extreme.
I really like, they can offer incentives, but I really feel like the problem is they can offer the incentives all they want for men, but the problem is the women still have autonomy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
They're not willing to
give up their
work. They're not willing to do what TFM has been advocating for politically,
right.
And that is the solution.
They're not willing to get over themselves. Is basically what we're learning here.
Well,
the government needs women to be the communist government needs women to hold power over men in order to ensure the power of the communist government.
Well, that's why at this time, of course, you have to go after the philosophies, the ideals. That's why they banned,
But that's the thing. But if you take away the practical power that they have, then you're empowering the men who by nature are opposed to the communist government. They can't win. They either suffer depopulation under their existing policies, or they make their political opposition stronger and foment rebellion. There is no winning for the communists.
Well, only one way, two ways, right? The current famine right now and war.
Yeah, but in war they
bring down the. No, I'm just saying since they have a huge disproportion between men and women in China.
No, but it's not about equaling it out. Like the men are not going to be with the women because the women are going to say, "No, I'm independent."
Oh,
you
no,
as the man don't get to
I
say.
understand all that. I understand all that. And I agree. There's literally nothing that China can do unless they're able to take away the power. And if they do take away the power, they may have a new group of men in the future that are willing to, like, hey, this what's his name? Ping?
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping.
Ping?
Xi
Yeah.
Jinping.
Like, hey,
Winnie the
this
Pooh,
guy's
man.
bad. Yeah. He's like, hey, this guy's bad. We need to, take him out. And I understand what you're saying, Gray. But overall, with their current policies, I see why they immediately are attacking the other philosophy, saying no alphabet community, none of that stuff. Take that away, right? Because they see that the information war in the U.S. is a success. You see how weak and frail the population is.
But they kind of fucked themselves. Like feminism is really popular in like China. And, like you don't realize it, but if you watch their like media and so on, you actually like there's a lot of feminism there.
Like I say, they're basically falling off a cliff and they're flapping their arms right now. Like they're still gonna go splat. They just might take a half a second longer.
But I do believe they will eventually take some autonomy away in China.
Eventually. Oh yeah, but that's like the equivalent of trying to make a parachute out of your shirt.
Right. Of course, I'm sure they know eventually the elderly population is going to severely outnumber the working population. So there's going to be a lot of methods to bring down the population and repopulate it with more.
Oh, they are really good at lowering populations. What they're not good at is increasing the population. They're communists.
Oh yeah, I agree. But with their immediate solution, definitely agree that they ban all the philosophies that they have a prime example. Like they can see what's happening in the US. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah, they can ban they can ban every philosophy that is counter to reproduction. But
anything in the US.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying that's just their first step. I'm not saying it's going to work or not.
They're doing it, but it is a freaking Hail Mary, and they're fucked anyway.
Right. The only country I see that may stay sustainable if we don't break out to war is Russia. I don't see that big of an issue when it comes to crazy just how do I say accepting being weak, with all the feminism and alphabet community is just accepted everywhere. I don't see an issue like that in Russia, even though they did have issues with a naked girl running after Putin and Putin giving those 2 thumbs up like, hey, nice.
Well,
it isn't really as much of an issue as everywhere else.
Well, keep in mind that's the thing. There's isolated bits of extreme that would paint a poorer picture. One example is, I think it was a couple of years back, this Russian feminist was straight up throwing acid on guys in the subway.
Okay, it wasn't acid, but it was like a prank that made them believe it was acid because they were man spreading some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, it's always the extremes in Russia, but it's really hard to get accurate information out there to really put your finger on what's really happening.
I agree. But when it comes to how do I explain it? Because this is like a lot of trying to put together. Yeah, compared to the U.S. Because don't get me wrong, like Japan is suffering horribly.
All East Asia is suffering.
Yeah, South Korea. I didn't know about the South Korea thing until I went over there, and there was a few other countries in the Asian countries in the East that, because of the feminism thing, it's just downhill, and not just because of feminism, like what Grace said before. It's also the culture of working 24/7.
Yeah, those guys work till they die.
Yep.
Yeah, literally.
That's the other thing where, like, here's the thing, like, America thinks they has a rat race. Like, no, fucking the Asian rat race makes the American rat race look like a goddamn bouncy house.
They don't even get cheese in the end. They can.
Yeah, and it's not only that they don't have time to be in a relationship until later. It's the fact that the feminism is widespread in Japan, and there's plenty of, you can look it up on YouTube, plenty of interviews, plenty of study. They really do not like their own Japanese men. They are big fans of American men, right? Because they said, man, they're masculine, they're tough, they're big, they're not afraid to say something, and they completely trash their own Japanese men.
Keep in mind, though, most of their exposure to Japanese to American men are 80s action movies.
Pretty much, yeah. But that's literally.
I mean, if you want to fucking cure them of their desire for American men, just send them everything that Marvel and DC have put out in the past 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much, man. But
yeah, Chris Evans is the cornerstone for an American white guy.
But even then, though, an American man that's fairly fit, around 5'9", maybe even 10. On average, we're still bigger than the Asian men, right? We are more bold. We are more like, yep. I want you,
all the
girl.
steroids and the beef.
Pretty much, it's like I want you, girl. Come over here. That's why they're big fans of American men, and they completely trash their own man because A, the man doesn't even have time to even talk to the girls. B, on average, from what I saw, they're not that confident in talking to the girls. Like you can tell that they're like very polite, like, oh yes, ma'am, oh this and that, he, with their little glasses and whatever it is, right? The Japanese men are not as big, not as confident, or masculine. Go watch a few of those interviews. The Japanese women are completely trashing their own men and praising American men.
Yeah, but
have you ever seen? Sorry, let me see if I can find this. As you like epic Japanese apologies.
They don't apologize. Are you talking about real apologies or the fake ones that they use to other countries like Korea and China?
I'm talking the ones where they basically fucking break dance something and then end with a like freaking bowed on the floor, forehead to the ground.
What the hell are these guys doing?
Oh, seriously, guys, the Yakuza series is a goddamn gold mine.
But so would you guys that's a big history when it comes to Japan, especially with the implement of social media. Remember, social media is affecting relationships worldwide.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Here, let me send you this on Discord.
Yeah. Send it to me real quick. But
yeah.
Wait, what's so funny?
You have to see it, man. Just
I'll see you in a bit after I'm done talking about this. Social media is affecting relationships worldwide, right? Even the very secluded culture such as South Korea or Japan and all that stuff, where they really are tight knit and they want to have their own people with their own people. But lately, within the last I'll say around 10 years, they know that their population is going out, so they are openly accepting outsiders to come in and help. Like, come on, bro. Like, come work here, live here, have our women, keep our society going, because they already have a huge senior citizen population.
they're gonna be picky with how much people they want, though. They don't want that much people coming in.
Not too much, but I'm sure that if you have some type of benefit that can help them, economy wise or population wise, they won't mind those type of people coming in. But yeah, I agree. Not just anybody. But it's more desperate than ever.
At the end of the
these
day,
men come over here.
at the end of the day, they need taxpayers in order to finance their aging population.
Right.
They're going to get more and more desperate as the financial burden increases.
Yep, I agree, and that's seriously. Oh, it's not going to be a good time in the U.S. within. I'll say. Would you say 30 years? No, I'll say 40 years. Things are going to get pretty similar to Japan. We are not producing enough children at all, and imagine how big our senior citizen population will be.
Yeah, I think that's just Western countries in general, developing countries, or I'll say China, not China, India and Africa are having a large population boom, but it is slowing down.
Yep. Why do you think? Why do you think they're being pretty lenient on the borders in the U.S.? Just put it out there. Why do you think? They say, hey, come on over. Just cross over here. Come join us. Come on, because they know that our population is depleting. They need as many immigrants as possible, illegal, legal. Like, get over the border. Come join us.
Yep.
We need help. Like, come on. Yeah, more voters. I agree, but
If you exist, we need you.
yes, because since our own population ain't populating enough anymore, fuck it. Come on and get on the taxpayer roll.
Well, that's
we
like,
need the taxes.
well, that's kind of dumb what they're doing, because it's like filling in water. It's like there's a dirty pond, and after they're filling in fresh water from like this dam into the pond, and it's just become dirty. So it's like, hey, the water's poisonous. Let's put in fresh water without releasing the old dirty poisonous water.
Yeah, and
Yep.
the only way, see, in my opinion, the only way that the population will be repopulating again if something catastrophic happens. Like, it's pretty much when when all the old people start dying in like high numbers, and or if war happens, nature freaking yeeting most of, like, on some Yellowstone volcano shit. Like,
Yeah, for population to grow, I think people have to have a bad experience, so bad that it shocks them into believing that they have to have more children, and after they have to have a good period where they have enough necessity and needs or resources to have children as much as possible.
because once again, once a catastrophic event happens, like in Ukraine, men and women revert all the way back to their basic roles just for survival. All that philosophies and stuff will go out the window, at least in the minds of the women. So,
Well, here's the problem.
what's up?
Such a catastrophic event that is required would naturally destroy the order of the society, i.e., the government. The people in power need to get out of the way. But that would mean that they lose their power. So they don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's why I say a catastrophic event, like a societal collapse type stuff. Where
But that's the thing.
those people
it's going
aren't
to
really.
it's going to take as long as those people can manage to drag it out before that happens.
Right, and when it happens, like, it's gonna be chaos, yeah, but nobody will be in power, right? It's every man for himself for the next 6 months, around there, maybe a year if I push it there, until there's some normalcy that will,
it's gonna be
people will start creating their own little, towns.
It's going to be 6 months before things stabilize. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will definitely say I agree, Gray. It will literally have to get to that point to where a society is now exposed to the dangers of reality and the world. Like, oh shit, we're not as civilized as we thought we were. It's every person for themselves now. Now the man is literally going to be focusing on, protection and survival and resources, and the woman will latch on to the nearest man that she can trust the best to survive. And if there's only one man, she will literally have she won't care about his height, his income, because income's useless at that point. She won't care. She will latch on to the nearest man. That's the end of the story.
Sorry, that actually reminds me of an old body wash commercial where it shows a society where it's all women except for this one dude, and every woman is looking at him with disgust and avoiding him. And the tagline is, "If you stink, it wouldn't matter if you were the last guy on earth." Bullshit.
Bull. Hell, man. Okay, as a man, I see being the only man on earth as a nightmare. I will be freaking out.
It'd be like being the only doll in a fucking like nursery. You wouldn't even get to enjoy anything. You'd literally just get torn apart.
Well, I'm going to be standing on the edge of the cliff, see them freak out. Like, no. I'm like, you did this. It's your fault. You ended the human race.
I was like, it's going to be some shit like, I believe, Orpheus and the Furies, where like they just got super fucking drunk and violent and literally tore him to pieces.
I can definitely see that happening, but like I said, gentlemen, right now the pickiness of modern women is solely because we're in the first world. If you go to a third world country, you will not hear a peep of complaining. None. She knows and she accepts that she has to depend on a man for resources and protection. There's just put it out there.
Yeah, well, that's really it. Again, it goes back to Mouse Utopia. We have too much guaranteed security and resources, and so we hit this death spiral of a society.
Don't count on a collapse. It's probably not going to happen that way. No. The society can collapse in various ways. I definitely agree. Would you
honestly agree? Well, here's the thing. I don't think it's going to happen all at once.
No.
I think that the first thing we're going to see is the most vulnerable communities that rely the most on transportation. The trucks are going to stop coming.
Yeah, which is pretty much going to. That's the fear right now, right? We are severely undermanned.
We're already seeing shortages right now.
Yeah.
All that has to happen is these shortages are just going to get magnified to the point that they can't be ignored or tolerated or accepted anymore, because people will actually be starving. People will actually have to fight. Like the gas station running out of gas now. Okay, that's unusual, but it's not difficult to imagine a point where running out of gas will be a weekly event. Shelves going bare will be a weekly event. And it's only going to take a couple days of the supplies not coming through.
Because they're probably getting hijacked.
That's the thing. Like with fierce fights, there's going to be more crime regarding transportation.
Yep.
We're going to see freaking like land pirates. Like,
okay, we've already seen that in California, so let's not like that's already wet.
Well, true. We're pretty much going to see some underground shit going on when it comes to resources at that point, where they will charge the highest bidder. Like, oh, you want some toilet paper?
Well, think about like meat. If you're in a community that's kind of rural, poaching is going to go up.
Oh, severely. Like
Underground market for meat. Like you won't have to worry about the wildlife eating your veggies. You're going to have to worry about people stealing them from the community garden or your own garden.
exactly. I agree. And guys, this is pretty much a continuation talk of my previous live stream of Rome didn't fall in a day, pretty much.
Yeah. Like
So-
it won't happen all at once, snap of the fingers, now everything's fucked. It's going to break down piecemeal over time. And that's the trade-off. The cities are going to be the one where it's worst, but they'll also be kind of the last ones to fall.
Yes.
Oh, the city. Oh man. Oh, it's gonna be bad for people in the cities. That's why right now, hey, get some people that you trust and head off the grid somewhere and set up shop. If you know how to catch food or grow food, that's all you pretty much need, and shelter.
Have any of you fellas seen the meme where the top panel is what women think they'll do in a collapse?
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, you already know where I'm going with this, but the top panel is like Katniss Everdeen from fucking Hunger Games firing an arrow. The bottom panel is what women will actually do when they're prostituting themselves.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going.
Well,
Yeah.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah, I tell people that, like, well, women that I'm like, you really think that you're gonna be all what's it called? I'm gonna use Chris Rock's joke. You're really gonna be all GI Jane during the collapse? Look at Venezuela. Look what happened. Look what happened. Look how many women resorted to sleeping with dudes just for half a sandwich.
I think that happened in Greece.
I think Greece as well. Yeah, the once their sense of security is gone, their standards are just.
Well, and that, actually, that would be kind of the thesis statement. A woman's standards are proportional to her security.
I agree, because that can be in a relationship, right? If she doesn't feel secure, like, oh, honey, I lost my job, she's already looking elsewhere. Already, she is, once again, it's also proving that women depend on men to survive.
Well, the thing is, but that's the thing. When the man loses his job, she is secure in the idea that she can get another man.
That, yeah.
Like, but if you had but when we had a society where a divorcee was basically treated as a leper, they couldn't do that. They didn't have that security in that idea. Nowadays, women are so secure that they feel they can pick and choose men whenever. And of course, they know that the government is going to help them every step of the way.
Yeah, I agree. But what I'm saying is, just based on that situation alone, proves that, yeah, when she senses that the security is at risk, at least in this place financially, she's definitely going to be looking elsewhere. And I agree with Gray that she has options out there to go and jump ship. But when it comes to the what?
Well, but the other thing is, like, women only demand 666 Chad when they feel incredibly secure.
Yeah.
If there's the threat of war or financial destitution, they are not going to give a fuck how tall you are.
Yep. That what happened in Ukraine is a perfect example. Perfect. I'm like, how much proof do you need? Shout out to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Like, how much proof do you freaking need?
Yep. How much proof do you need that a guy who's fucking 5'5" can fire a rifle, a 5.56 rifle, and kill Russian invaders?
Those guys that were getting picked on in Ukraine and stuff, because of their height, and when the war burst out, I guarantee you there was plenty of women were like, like, oh no, help me, save me, being right next to the guy that's willing to risk his life. It like you said before, it does not matter his height, his schlong, whatever it is. They will leech on to the nearest man to protect him until
Yep.
they make it out of Ukraine.
Well, to be
Well,
fair,
what if I
smaller
someone
man,
better off?
smaller hitbox.
True. I give you that one. But what you say, carry on?
Well, yeah, until they leave the danger or they find someone that's better suited than the person they're with. So let's say if society went to shit, women will definitely go for the nearest guy that they feel like they can find, or the only nearest guy they can actually find. But after they find, let's say they walk past this group of people and they find the leader and his group of people, and after like 5 other people besides him, they're gonna go to the leader because the guy that they're with now is not that important. He's basic now. He's not necessary. He's not important. He's just an everyday product compared to before.
Yes.
That's where hypergamy kicks in, right?
Yep.
Yep. Hypergamy is linked to survival, gentlemen. It's not just dating. It's literally survival.
And basically, the more secure their survival is, the more guaranteed their survival, the greater their hypergamy.
Bingo. I agree. I definitely agree. That's why right now I'm like, based on what you guys seen in Venezuela, based on what you've seen in Ukraine, why are people still taking feminism seriously? It's
Well, I guess the question is, who takes feminism seriously?
Of course, the male feminists, the state, and other women, but I was mainly going towards the purple pill guys. They're like, you know what, it's not that bad that women can vote and
Okay, let me ask you this: do the majority of purple pill guys look like they get laid on a regular basis?
Most of them no.
That's why.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, when shit goes crazy, all that hype of I'm empowered, I'm this, I'm that, oh fuck man, we don't need men. Look at Venezuela, look at Ukraine, and come back and still tell me that this feminism thing works.
Yeah, no, the purple pill guys, they just don't want to be ostracized by the female because they don't have the courage to say, you know what, fuck your rights, you don't deserve them, which, as we know, would actually get a lot of women wet. Like,
I agree.
That's the thing. The purple pill guys are still they're still trying to be socially approved, which again, female thinking right there. They're trying to still be like, I still support women. I don't hate women.
Ton loves her. This has been around for years, but the purple pill is pretty much people who are conflicted on going to the simp side or accept the reality for what it is. So imagine the purple pill guy as Neo choosing the blue pill, the red pill. That's purple pill right there.
From what I've seen, it's like guys who they gain red pill knowledge and they think they can use it to cheat the system in the blue pill world.
There's those type of purple pills as well. Yeah, but the basis definition is they're in general, right? In general sense, they're conflicted on their views.
Like I'd say, pickup artists would qualify as purple pill.
Some pickup artists. I wouldn't say all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all.
Well, they still want you to go back to the plantation and like live that kind. They still put the female on the pedestal. They haven't.
But I don't. See, I think PUAs are actually, not all, but a good amount of the PUAs are red pill, and they're just using that information to get income from these lonely.
Okay, regardless of what the PUA themselves believe, because they're grifter, but they're promoting the purple pill life, the blue pill lifestyle with red pill knowledge.
Well, yeah, I agree. But I would just put it out there. Like, I don't think, I really do believe a lot of them are red pill. They're just using this to their advantage for income.
Yeah,
You know?
like certain percentage of them are going to know that they're full of shit. I'm talking more about what they push and the lifestyle they advocate for. Because again, it's like Beyonce promoting all the single ladies while going to a stable relationship.
I agree with that. Remember these people if when the collapse. Oh, believe me, I got a strong memory. Oh yeah. And then Free Ross said, as Hammer says, blue pill sponge cake with red pill sprinkles. That's a great analogy.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I'm stealing it. Just kidding, Hammer. But I am going to pass on that analogy to other people. That was a good analogy.
Very good analogy.
Where is it? Hold up. For being no, not that one. I take food from females. Pro tip: fat girl equals fully stocked. Well, that's not always. That's not always true.
It could be that she gets all her food from fast food joints. Like she might not necessarily have the food herself.
DoorDash, Uber Eats.
To which I say is like fat people easy to catch and there's more meat on them for protein.
See, after we said that, I think like hunting them down. So,
and you know what? To continue this current conversation, I do want to get into the situation. I didn't even look it up yet, but various people reported this that Britain or the UK signed into law of no fault marriage.
Oh yeah, no fault divorce. Jesus. Carry on. You got to watch your back.
No fault divorce. My bad. No fault divorce.
Why am I saying that? I don't get married.
Hey, warn your people though. Like, don't do it.
Man, people are dumb. Dumb people are going to do dumb shit, man.
It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, sometimes people don't learn, so they have to fail. My dad always told me that. So, hey, you can't save them all. You just have to watch them.
Well, basically, you should see if there's any like divorce lawyers that you can like buy stocks in because pretty sure they're going to get very rich very soon.
But how much you want to bet that the divorce rate is going to skyrocket in the UK?
It's going to skyrocket for sure.
Yeah, I'm not for sure people are getting married. So, yeah.
True. Well, at least with the remaining married couples.
Oh, yeah. With the married one, it's going to go crazy.
I believe it's going to get insane. And guess what? Guess what? When it happens, who's going to start looking for the manosphere? Like, people really think that we're a movement, right? They really believe that we're an organized movement with a leader, blah, blah, blah. No. There's literally men that just come to us. We don't need to recruit. All right? They find us. Okay.
You know, I'd be curious to see if a large portion of the UK's population isn't about to hit retirement age.
Ooh, are you able to look that up?
Fuck it. I'll Google that on the side. But I'm curious because I would not be surprised if this was passed as a way to keep men from retiring.
That's a good question, actually.
All right, so let me ask you this, Yeetus. Let me ask you this. I wanted to ask Chronic this as well. Do you think that the reason that so many women in the West, especially here in US and UK, the reason so many of them just default to going for divorce is because of the divorce laws are so heavily skewed towards them? Yes.
Today's marriage is pretty much a business. And in the eyes of modern women, marriage is a retirement pension that they can do over and over and over again.
Yes. Right. So yes.
They'll have multiple streams of income and they will never have to work for decades to come or for the rest of their lives. depending
Yes.
on how many kids they have with that person, depending on what they get from taking half from that person, and on top of that, alimony. And she can do this to multiple men.
Right.
Just think on that, gentlemen.
So
yeah, and see, the thing is too is that the reason why women are so just ready to ready to default on I'll just divorce them, I'll take the easy way out, is because the divorce laws are so easy. It's like, hey, I'll just I'll divorce them instead of fixing our problems. I'll just say, hey, I'll take half of what you earn per salary for the rest of your life, and I'm not gonna do anything else.
Well, that's why the no fault divorce law is so dangerous. It's going to be the Wild West for marriages in the UK.
Yes, right.
It's I feel bad for those guys because they once these married women find out about that, which they probably did by now, they're already plotting. They're already plotting.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like these people already got a divorce, even if the laws weren't extremely skewed in their favor. It's like saying, "Oh, I want to rob someone, but I'm afraid that the police are there, so I don't rob them."
Well,
But now I know the police.
I'll say the married women from 18 to 35, those men are in danger.
Oh yeah. The younger they are, the more likelihood they're gonna get fucked over more.
all right. So actually, I'm taking a bit of a look, and unsurprisingly, yes, there is a large demographic of the UK population. Like the largest by age group is 50 to 54.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
What's the smallest?
Well, 90 plus.
Okay.
But
much smaller?
smallest younger than that
Right.
is 15 to 19.
And the middle, how much smaller are they compared to the 55?
There's a subtle there's kind of a it oscillates a bit. It like rises and falls, and the three peaks are 50 to 54, 30 to 34, and 5 to 9, and that's in descending order.
Oh, UK's in trouble.
That sounds fun.
UK's in trouble.
Yeah,
God
so that's the thing. If retirement age is 60 to 65, then in 5 to 10 years, the largest age group of the UK will be looking at retirement. And you ain't going to be retiring if you got fucking alimony and child support to pay.
Imagine how high the taxes are going to be soon.
Yep.
Like hell, you seen Queen Elizabeth? You see how long she can live? Yeah,
I'm not sure she's human, but
I'm surprised she's
more machine now than man.
She's been around since my great, I think it's two greats, grandfather.
she's still not 100 yet. So,
But it's just insane. I'm like, no, don't get me wrong. Like she's doing amazing for her age. Like the fact that she can still walk around and stuff.
She's doing better than Biden.
That is not saying much because anybody could do better than Biden at this point.
Yeah, but she's 20 years older than him.
Wait. You mean Sleepy Joe?
That's the thing. Like she's old enough that Sleepy Joe could be your kid, and she's doing better than him.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, Sleepy Joe, or Brandon. I don't know how he's still. I really do believe, and once again, General Eisenhower, I think it was Eisenhower, predicted this, that we will have the first female president when the male president is removed or die in office, and she takes over.
Has it even been 1 year?
yeah, it has.
Yep, just 1 year so far. We got another 3, unless they remove him.
So I wonder how many people lost money on the 1 year death pool.
Yeah, and what's it called? They're gonna remove him, or he will die, because of the 25th Amendment.
Well, you can
He's
summarize.
fit for office.
Well, remember, you can absolutely summarize America in one word. Yeah, when I was wandering the mountains with Xi Jinping.
Yeah, my boy sent me that video. I was like,
Yeah,
Oh my
Wonder
God.
Woman is Xi Jinping? Wait, what?
I was shocked. I'm like, how is he still in? Do you know how? Okay, Curly, do you know how many people in his administration is leaving in droves?
No.
His administration is leaving ASAP right now, and on top of that, there's a lot of Democrats right now that are quitting the party. A lot of Democrats.
Yeah, well, they still voted Miss I'm not a biologist into the Supreme Court, so what party they are under doesn't really matter.
Well, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is,
Go ahead.
Winter is coming for the Democrats. Okay, when the midterms come, they're fucked.
Yeah, but then the Republicans aren't going to do shit, and it's just going to be a while before the Democrats get back in power. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing with, and this applies to Canada too. It's not a U.S. exclusive problem.
Oh no.
I understand.
The left-leaning parties push their shit, and then the right-wing parties just normalize it so that the left can push it again 8, 10, 12, whatever years down the line.
I understand. They're making a complete mess right now, and if bad Orange Man becomes president again, he is going to once again has to clean up the mess, and whoever is after that, I don't know, but yeah, it's going to be tough, especially what's happening right now, and depending on how bad it will get, it's going to be tough for the Democrats to bounce back.
After the last election, do you seriously think Trump has a chance?
In my opinion, if he I see 2024 as a pivotal moment for the U.S. because I believe he will be running again.
Right? No, that's the thing. It's not a question of whether he runs, nor a question of the public will. Given what happened with the last election, do you think that he will be able to win?
Well, that's what I was getting to. So, based on what's happening in 2024, and if he doesn't win, which I guarantee you he's going to have a lot of support. And if he somehow still doesn't win, it'll be bad times for America. I really do believe at that point, people are going to say that's enough. We'll be that much closer to Civil War time. We'll be that much closer. Because if he runs, there's no way you cannot find unless they can somehow tarnish Trump again. There's no way that he won't win. There's no fucking way. Because who can actually compete with him?
I think if everything was above board, I'd say absolutely Trump would win. But after the last election,
win, that's why I say 2024 may be pivotal. That will spark a big. It will spark a civil war.
The boogaloo.
Like literally, I really do believe that because right now, the conservatives are being a lot nicer than, they could be a lot meaner, but
yeah,
I don't see anybody running against Trump and winning if he runs again
in the Republican primary, at least. Yeah.
And the Democrats, who do they have that's going to beat Trump in 2024?
They don't have anyone that'll beat him, but then again, by all rights,
if he loses,
Joe shouldn't have either.
Yeah, don't get me started. But if he does lose this, I really do think that's going to be a turning point in U.S. history. Because I really do think people are going to get mad.
People
because there's no way he can't win. There's no way. And if he does it, that just proves like holy fuck. Like,
well, there would be one way that Trump could lose. If someone even more extreme than him got a platform.
Which will be very,
'Cause,
very
like policy-wise, Trump is effectively a modern Democrat, but not modern, moderate
Old
Democrat.
school. Yeah. He's a form of
Classic liberal.
Yeah.
Like you need to actually get an actual right-wing politician.
I'm just saying, do you know how many things are thrown at Trump still, and he's beating them all? And it's still going at this point. They're really trying their best to root, but they can't.
Honestly, I'd say that the best odds of Trump getting a platform again is Elon Musk buying 9% of Twitter stock.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I guarantee, oh man, the censoring will be, man, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad if he goes back into office. But the biggest thing I'm trying to say is in 2024, if he somehow doesn't win, it's going to spark something big. It's going to spark something big. Because there's no way. If anybody in the chat can name a person right now, who knows? There may be a person in the future. But right now, can you name a Democrat besides Kamala Harris or Sleepy Joe? Can you name a Democrat right now that can compete with Trump?
Michelle Obama.
Oh, that's actually true.
Oh, that's a cheap shot.
There's no way. Man, she's going to make everybody eat like beets and salads and shit.
No, honestly, here's the thing. If Trump does get in, his first fucking act as president better be to tear the shit out of Section 230.
Oh, it's going to be revenge time. I guarantee you he's going to be after that.
But Trump allowed this shit to happen to himself. People were telling him and he kept on just sitting there. He was playing footsie with them, and after they fucked him over, because he was like, oh yeah, we're friends. Nah, they stabbed him right in the back and left him bleeding.
Because they were like, oh, Orange Man, bad, mean tweets. But he got shit done. He actually got shit that was beneficial to America. He put America first.
Yeah, I think he didn't. That's the problem, though, with it. He didn't go far enough.
No. And what's it called? Just the crazy circumstances of the beer flu and what's it called? Somehow freaking the January 6th incident just threw him way off his game. Like it came out of nowhere. There's some things that he couldn't control. And he did fuck up on some things. But regardless, look what he's done compared to Sleepy Joe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's definitely the best option that America has. But unfortunately, that's really not saying much for the options.
Well, hell, now that I think about it, the only two candidates that may have a chance is Hillary or, like you said, Michelle. That's literally the only two options. There may be a round two between Trump and the witch.
And honestly, my money is on Michelle just due to age and depending on whether or not she.
I don't think she'd be able to handle being president. But at the same time,
no, but that's the question. But the question is, it's questionable whether Michelle's even a she to begin with. So
that's
that's a rabbit hole that we don't want to go down.
Yeah, we'll go down that later.
But even still, even if she is a she, let's just say that Obama will just be puppeting her. So
well, pretty much since he'll be the first man, first husband, what was called, right? Is that how you say it?
I know. Imagine if instead of if Joe somehow survives the next 3 years, we could get the first trans president before we get the first female president.
Man, see that would be insane. See, so
it's Cloud World, man. Is it really that crazy?
No, not really. But See, Kamala ain't doing much better either. So
In the jackal.
the hyena, yeah, she just laughs and repeats the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over.
God, yeah, she really talks to everyone as though they're children and she's an elementary school teacher.
It pisses me off like badly. Like, don't insult my intelligence, woman. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're literally an echo chamber of your own BS. You don't even believe your own. You are winging it right now. You guys saw the video where she was with the Turkey president, the president of Turkey, I think it was, with the press. And then when the interviewer asked Kamala, "Hey, with the inflation with America, what are you guys gonna do about that?" The first thing she does is look at the male president, and the president was like, "Why are you looking at me for?" Like,
yeah, it's like, and you wonder why, like that's the funny thing is like women don't want a female president.
Yep.
Deep down, they don't, but of course that ideology is like, do it, cause sisterhood.
That's the thing. Again, it's like their standards. There's the shit that they'll say when they're out in public, and then there's the shit that they actually do.
Yeah.
Because what's it called? Because if even in their own personal lives, when the alpha woman, quote unquote, or the woman that has the power, she will abuse it to the fullest to conform, to have everybody conform to her reality.
Oh, actually, you know what? I just thought of like what's going to be the 2024 lineup. It's going to be Michelle Obama versus Candace Owens.
That'd be, that'd be weird.
Yeah,
That would be weird, but you're getting a black female president either way. That's the only way that women will vote for a woman is if they don't have another choice.
Even though I don't agree with many of what Candace Owens says, I would definitely be yeeting my vote her way.
Yeah, no, it's just like I can see that their public's going like the only way that we're going to have a candidate is if we make her a young black woman. Candace Owens is here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is too young. Let me look up her age. Candace Owens age. Oh, damn. Wait. So Sleepy Joe got 3 years left, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So April 29th, 1980, she turns 35 in 3 years.
Okay.
That's
so she could run for president.
Yes.
Michelle Obama versus Candace Owens. Let's go.
Yeah. Candace Owens is 32 years old right now, and her birthday is April 29th. So she's about to hit 33 this year. She's going to be old enough to run. No, I looked it up, guys. Candace Owens is 32.
Calling it right now, people. Like,
I want Cardi B instead of Michelle Obama. That'd be more interesting.
I am escaping the country if it gets to the. Oh my god!
Hey, we got Kanye. We got Kanye once.
Okay.
Come on. Don't you want like? Oh my god, Cardi B versus Kanye West, an actual epic rap battle.
No. I am getting out of. Oh my god! I'm serious. First plane ticket. I am abandoning every. If it got to that point, if Cardi B wins the primaries. Oh my god! Like I can't even process that.
I mean, no.
Could win. They would do.
That's the thing, but Cardi B would have to beat Michelle Obama and Hillary. So,
she also has to beat Bernie Sanders too. That guy always gets fucked up, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, if
fucking Bernie's gonna cuck to whatever the Dem establishment tells him. He just grifts to make a shit ton of money raised off of his idiot followers and then bounces.
He's a perfect socialist.
But hey, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said he would run. He said
fuck The Rock. The Rock can get rocks shoved up his arse.
Who did he say he was gonna run with?
Don't know, but I'm assuming it'll be Cardi B or something like that. Shit, I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, like, is he going to be Democrat or Republican?
You know,
He's
he's gonna be D.
he's gonna be Democrat, for sure.
Man.
Dwayne Johnson versus Candace Owens. That could be interesting.
Dwayne Johnson, I see, is literally the only person that can beat Trump. Unfortunately,
Dude, you're fucking hell. Your presidency is gonna be WWE.
that'll be insane though. But hey,
Oh,
you know Trump.
Although, you know what? Maybe.
Hey, you know Trump
Maybe.
was a part of WWE as well.
Yeah, that's why I said it's just gonna be WWE.
Yeah, although you know what? Maybe Elon Musk is going to run, and taking over Twitter is part of his long-term strategy.
You know what? If he runs, I don't know. I would not know how to feel about that. I would not know.
I don't want, like. I want someone that will go like in any country. I want someone that can go in there and lessen the powers of central governments, because central governments are always pieces of shit.
Wait. Was Elon Musk born in the States?
No, he's
Well,
South African.
Oh, what the fuck?
I swore.
But
he
to
was
be
born
fair-
in the States. Let me
To be
look.
fair, didn't stop Obama.
That's right.
Don't bring that
That's
up.
right. That's right.
Don't bring that up. It's gonna be a long talk. Let me see. Born.
I don't think Kamala's
okay,
born in the
yeah.
United States too.
Yeah, he because unless he was on some military territory, like U.S. territory in South Africa, he can't run because
Yeah,
no.
He's South African. Although, is Dwayne
Yeah, he's-
Johnson American?
Yes, he was
Yes.
born in California. Let me look.
Okay.
So Elon Musk is the richest African in the world. Shout out to my fellow African.
Dude, do you know how many my family members got pissed off when I said that? I'm like, he's literally the richest African American. Like, I'm not wrong.
Why y'all getting mad? I'm right.
Literally. Yeah, The Rock was born in Hayward, California. Okay.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. Dwayne Johnson versus Kit. You know what? Fuck it. Dwayne Johnson versus Trump. Let's see this shit.
Bro, The Rock. Okay, they have to settle at WrestleMania then.
Absolutely.
Oh my days, America's literally gonna become idiocracy.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that honestly, idiocracy is better than what America currently. So,
the Jungle Frog said, "Every time I see Elon Musk, I think of Far Cry. I don't know why. Me too, man. I can see him being an enemy, in like the main antagonist.
no, I didn't see him being like a supporting member, like a member of the supporting cast.
No. I see him. How do I say? Because you know the antagonists, they half of them or all of them of Far Cry, pretty much gives off the impression that what they're doing things out of good heart,
he
right?
does have pagan Min vibes. I'll give you that.
Well, you see his
Pagan
haircut and everything, right? You see his haircut, right? That shit works. And on top of that, he wears some slick suits and stuff, and he has his own little base or whatever. That's
He's
SpaceX.
quirky.
But besides that, all the villains in Far Cry literally gives off the impression that what they're doing, their actions and their decisions is of good faith, right?
I don't know. Far Cry 3, Voss, you got it's a hard sell.
Well,
man.
yeah. Well, most of the
Far Cry 4 and beyond, sure, but
okay, Far Cry.
But Far Cry 3 and below, there's a little more black and white then.
What about
But
the guy?
But Far Cry
Second one.
4, Far Cry 4 and onwards, okay? I definitely see Elon Musk playing that antagonist, okay?
I think like Far Cry.
Just literally the way he carries himself and how he explains things. He can easily be an antagonist.
He's
Far
got the
Cry
charisma.
4 and beyond.
He's got the charisma to be sure. And like, let's be honest, I think it was Far Cry 5, the one that took place in the US, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Like, they were right.
Shit.
Like, if you really look at it, like, drugs aside, you're basically a fucking blue pillar destroying a bunch of fucking doomsday preppers.
Yeah, and Russell said he gets the media backing of him being pure when his action shows otherwise. That would be perfect, especially with him buying stocks off of Twitter. You know, he can use social media as a weapon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like he just bought a controlling stake in the biggest advertising platform in the world. So I know there's absolutely fucking less than altruistic reasons to get that. But it's just that the people that we hate that he did it. And that's why I cheer him on.
Oh, of course, of course. But
The enemy of the enemy is my friend in this case.
For now.
For
but
now.
the big thing with I think he'll be a perfect Far Cry villain. Just he will literally believe himself that he's doing great things, while at the same time he's doing something crazy, right? To fuck everything else. I can see him pulling that off.
So where the heck are we going to get Ubisoft to put the next Far Cry game? Like
South Africa.
No,
they've done Africa. That was Far Cry 2.
No.
Yeah, but that was like some bummy place in Africa. Like,
what about Future America? Not too future, but future enough.
They could do something in Europe. They haven't done Europe yet, to be honest.
You're right.
Or Australia.
Oh no, that's the thing. They did Watch Dogs.
Fuck Watch Dogs.
London. What about London?
Nah, that's the thing. Watch Dogs did. They did Watch
No,
Dogs.
Watch Dogs didn't do London properly. There was no people getting stabbed in the roads.
Okay, to be fair, if there weren't people getting stabbed in the roads, you weren't playing Watch Dogs, right?
But you.
That's the
Ukraine,
thing.
huh?
Not a bad idea.
You can get some Neo-Germans and the Russians there at the same time. See them both doing war crimes.
Because what if they do that plot twist that it's actually Zelensky or whoever's in place of Zelensky is the bad guy all along.
Yeah, from evidence that we saw, it could be both.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in the
in the game.
Called? Yeah, just in the game itself, and if it's based in Ukraine, people Putin bad, but then the plot twist would be like, no, it's actually the Ukrainian president that's the bad one.
Yeah, like they did a lot of bullshit to Crimea. They were like blocking off the water and like forcing people not. So yeah, they did a lot of bullshit that no one's going to talk about because like America can't talk shit about anyone doing war crimes. Guys are fucking.
Well, that's the big thing that I think it will work in a video game because, especially with the information war, right?
Yeah.
So that can be a heavy point on like who's actually the bad guy in this war. I don't know who the main character would be. I don't know.
I know the perfect person for who the main character would be. A member of the Reddit brigade.
Yes, I was going to say shit.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's perfect. Actually,
a member of the Reddit brigade being dropped into Ukraine gets their super soldier fantasy and gets to take down Elon Musk. Ubisoft, if you're hearing this, this is the plot for your next Far Cry game. You will make a shit ton of money. Just do it.
So, how would Elon Musk even incorporate? Like, what would you say when it comes to the Ukraine war? How would Elon Musk? Because I was thinking it'll be
you just
Russian
put him like what? That's the thing. Like you just put him as like one of like the major arms dealers who's really behind the whole conflict.
That he wants to war to prolong. Like he put both of these guys together. Like they did the false flag. I mean, he was behind the false flag.
Well, you could say like he's pushing the war to further his own political interests so that he can run for president or something.
But yeah, in that world, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, like that's the thing. You exaggerate it to an extent so that you have plausible deniability. It's like, no, it's not Elon Musk. These are all fictional characters.
Yeah, he's not South African. He's South Vietnam or like South Korea or some bullshit like that.
South Carolina, or he was born on a military base or something like that.
And if you do in South Africa, it'll be pretty obvious.
Well, I'm just saying, like any military base,
Oh yeah.
He can still speak pretty good English.
Well, like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like you said, that's the thing. Like, it's an American, like an American despot going for a presidential run by supporting a country that he played a hand in starting the war of, and you're going around trying to get all these individual colonies of people to fight back against the overarching bid, and there's the internal conflict. It's like thing, like you're fighting for the independence of the individual settlements while you're activating radio towers and trying to piece together the evidence so that you can depose the main tyrant. But then the plot twist at the end, all your evidence is destroyed, and you just go, fuck it, let's go assassination.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like he just be beat by if Zelensky was like the main villain, but he was like a puppet.
You make Zelensky the American puppet. Like you appeal to the conspiracies on both sides here.
So okay. So here's where I'm going. You know, the Putin version, right? Not actual Putin, but the person in place of Putin and the person in place of Zelensky. They'll be going at it like, yo, he's bad. But later on in the story is a plot twist. Elon Musk is behind it all.
Yeah, and he's pulling both of their strings through like a whole bunch of financial deals and money transfers.
And he has his son working there at the same time before. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but he's got like blackmail on one of those. Like that's the thing. You basically create peace by severing Elon Musk's ties with two of the world leaders. But then Elon Musk sends in his own private like transhumanist army that's fucking half cyborg and shit.
I can see that. Yeah,
and that's the third act right there, where you fight like the fucking cyborg super soldiers, but you have allies from like both the Russian and the Ukrainians that you've managed to make peace.
This is getting a little bit too Mega Gear Rising, like Revengeance.
well, no, but it would make sense with.
Oh yeah, I know with Elon, he's trying to make cat girls under that bullshit.
They don't have to be like complete cyborgs, but pretty much upgraded humans.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like you get your augmented transhumanist wet dream as your big enemies, and you are the pure blood human that fights them off. And again, you're a fucking Reddit brigader, so you fucking know this shit,
bro. This story that we are creating right now is so fucking sick. We need we need somebody to create it. We need somebody. Ubisoft, what the fuck?
Yeah, seriously, Ubisoft, I don't care what the hell you have in plans. This is your new game. Scrap it. Hire us as writers. Like, we will make a fucking game that will sell harder than Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Let's see, but that's a big thing for me, man. I can think of like crazy ideas, like the plots. I can write everything down. I am a great storyteller, in my opinion. But that's it. I can never make it come to life. That's why I have you and everybody else help me out with my channel for the most part. Hell, if we had some gaming studio right now and we put our heads together like this, game of the year, right there, game of the year. It's going to be too sick because I do believe every little detail counts when it comes to creating a game, because the gamer will notice that. Like, if not now or after a few playthroughs, they're like, "Oh shit, I didn't know." Similar to like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, the main thing is if you're not going to have a AAA budget for it, like you just got to make the game smaller because, and like let's be honest, so many AAA games they overstay their welcome by like a couple dozen hours.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The game doesn't have to be high tier, in my opinion. The most important part of a game is the plot. I don't care what nobody says.
I'll be honest, one of the best games I ever played, story-wise, was Spec Ops: The Line, and I beat that in a weekend. And it fucking stuck with me, and there's a ton of replay value in it.
Yeah, it really does depend on what type of game, like, format you're copying. Because if it's like a fighting game where it's just like a arcade fighting game, you need a good game Story's fine, but you really need a good game because those guys do not give a fuck about the story really.
Well, those are the people that only focuses on multiplayer or that open world stuff. They don't really care about this, which pisses me off because I'm like, so you're literally gonna buy a $60, $70 game or $120 game just to play it at half value, like. And no, it just irks me where people are like, oh, just buy it for the multiplayer. I'm like, what the fuck?
See, I like multi-player games, but I want them to be on the same level as single-player games at the same time.
My ritual is always, when it comes to video games, campaign first, then multiplayer. I do not touch multiplayer until I finish campaign.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Also, to answer the Black Caesar, there is no remake of Saints Row. It does not exist. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
well, he's probably thinking.
No.
No. He's probably thinking. What do you think of? Actually, no.
No, they made it very clear. It does not exist.
No, because I was thinking, what do you think of the thought of remaking Saints Row?
He doesn't know, Bray. He doesn't know.
Good. No, that's the thing. Good.
Ah, shit. God, good. Okay.
It does not exist.
I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now. My bad. I blanked the fuck out. That was my fault. My bad.
But back a few seconds.
Should there be a new Saints Row game?
It wouldn't be made right, period.
Well, I'm just saying, if they just how Call of Duty abandoned the Modern Warfare series and just did the whole thing over? That they abandoned the previous series. And then just you know what? They just do it over again.
Yeah, I don't trust them. They're already messing with GTA 5. So, yeah, I can't trust anyone making crap like that anymore.
True. Speaking of GTA, GTA 6, how good or bad do you think it will be? I think it's going to be woke as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they'll be making good money.
Oh, my days. If they made GTA 6 in Texas or some place like that. Or Chicago.
I heard that it might be back
in Florida.
Miami.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, nah, we should definitely go to a different. I would love to have it in Chicago or Baltimore or Atlanta.
Oh my days! If it was in Atlanta, you're gonna have to have Lil Nas X all around the place.
Oh my god! Please don't. Gray, you there? No, he's probably going to get his drink. I will be a good place. I'm thinking right now. Seattle? Nah, there's too much homeless people.
Well, they did that. California has a lot of homeless people, but they didn't show them.
True. I'm just thinking about.
Let's be honest. Here's the thing: Saints Row peaked with Saints Row 2 because you got the humor of spraying houses with sewage in order to lower the property value. And you got the other extreme of having to put down the most innocent guy in your crew because he's just been dragged behind a vehicle for 10 minutes.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
It peaked with 2. It was too serious in 1. It was too goofy in 3 and beyond.
Whoa, what about Bully 2?
That's the thing. If Rockstar still had the balls to really go all out, you could have a shit ton of fun in fucking middle school and high school if you parodied it nowadays.
Yeah, what if they do move it? Because the first Bully, was that based in high school or
middle school? I think
middle school. Okay, yeah, if they're able to go to the high school phase. I think that would be.
That's the thing. I'd say just basically if they just took all the mechanics of Bully and just adapted the story to the modern age, completely new characters and everything, then honestly, that could be a shit ton of fun and probably would sell really well.
I agree. And Steve, I read about that somewhere. I forgot where. That they're going to do the same thing again. Have 3 protagonists, but they're going to be all female.
That sounds
Oh.
stupid.
Well,
That's what I read. I saw
all
that.
of them female.
Yeah, that's what I read. It's not confirmed, but that's what I read. That all 3 of them will be female. I'm like, no.
I mean, one could be interesting.
Yeah, one will make sense, but if they do make it all 3, I'm not buying the game.
Why can't they just use the fucking trifecta of early 2000s cartoons? White dude, black dude, white girl. Done.
Yeah, I can see that working, but the biggest thing is, will they even have the charisma, the cohesion, the dynamics, like Franklin, Michael, and Trevor? They worked perfectly.
That's the thing. Is like you could really only get that kind of chemistry between 3 dudes.
True. I just how are they going to? Because I know the majority of the gamers will be guys. I don't know how they're going to put the 3 women,
And
all female protagonists. What's up?
Like you fucking know that they're not going to make them 3 fucking hotties. Like, let's be honest, playing as Trevor is one thing, but who wants to play as the female version of Trevor?
You mean Shaniqua?
Oh, damn. I see what you're saying, Gray, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know how the dialogue and the conversations are going to have, because if they do try to do similar, like Trevor and Franklin and them, they're just going to sound like straight up dudes, like masculine women.
Exactly. It's going to be a male script with female voices.
Yeah, it's just going to be weird. But if they try to do their own thing, like, what would a typical
But if they make it an all girls thing, then at best it's going to sound like Charlie's Angels.
See, I was just thinking that. Yeah, it's not, because I think of Charlie's Angels and this one TV show on Nickelodeon years ago. Is this a ripoff of Charlie's Angels? Totally Spies, I guess.
Yeah, Totally Spies.
Oh my days!
It's just going to be about, oh yeah, we're going to infiltrate this place, beat up this bad guy, and go shopping. Like,
no, but that's the best case scenario. That would still make it at least fun.
Yeah, they could go full feminist with us.
And nowadays, where the heck are they going to find a non-feminist writer to write 3 female characters in this day and age?
Well, watch the 5'7" or 8 girl in high heels beating up a 6'5", 280-pound dude.
Oh, Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like,
wait, so
a petite female is gonna be beating up a 7-foot guy.
Wait, so here's the other. Oh God, no! And there's 2 things that make it not work. Number 1, are the women now going to beat up the hookers for their money?
Oh my days!
They'll allow it. They'll do it.
And the second thing, I remember one of the biggest problems that people had with the Tomb Raider, like the original, is that Lara Croft got hurt way too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you can fucking beat the shit out of fucking GTA 5 dudes. Like, it is kind of funny to take a dude and like chuck him off of buildings, making sure that he hits every single window ledge on the way down.
Oh shit! I'm just saying, like with the fighting and all that stuff, I see it more doable if they had one female character and she does the infiltration like a spy or something.
It's still going to be gunfight. I was thinking, if you think of like GTA Online, I think you can make female characters in GTA Online.
Yeah, I'm just saying the female character, she will be utilized. She can do similar things, but her main character during the storyline won't be all up in the fight and all that. Like she'll be the infiltrator or the background person, like behind the computer. Like, hey
Yeah, but
guys,
people gonna get upset. They're gonna say,
You know what's going to be the most unrealistic part?
what's up?
The cop's not hesitating to shoot her.
That will be hilarious.
Like that's the thing. Like it'll happen, and like people will bitch that there's too much violence towards women in it.
oh my days. The people are gonna pop out of the ground. Those people that were talking about that shit in 2016, they're gonna pop up again saying this is violence against women in video games. It's sexist.
But I do see them. I don't see them at all doing an all female. I do see one, like Ray said, one of them.
Oh, that's the thing. I can see that being viable, but knowing how deep wokeness has infected the game industry, I can see them committing commercial suicide by actually going through with it.
Oh, it's gonna be so bad. Like, you really think get woke, go broke, like doesn't happen? Like it happens for a reason. It happens for a reason.
But that's the thing. They never fucking learn, or they always think that they're the exception, or they're getting money from some other source and don't give a shit.
Or they're getting lied to, because sometimes the people that are running the games don't know shit of what's really happening, and they're just getting information from these people that's like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, like,
yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I have learned to not overestimate. I've learned to not underestimate the stupidity of these people to financially ruin a good thing.
What's it called? The main character? Yeah, she will definitely hate men, say some corny feminist lines, talk about woman power.
Screaming.
Hey, wait. It might be an empowered woman. Empowered in certain ways, like Michelle Obama in certain ways. So yeah,
true. Maybe it'll be two guys and Leah Thomas.
Like I said, like for her to actually the female character to, how do I say, kind of fit in GTA, they would have to make her masculine as fuck.
Yeah, she might be a lesbian.
Yeah, pretty much that. Like on some leader of the biker gang type shit. Like very, very masculine, right?
Like, let me put it this way: I'd believe it if it was anime.
Okay, yeah, that I'll believe. But
like, that's the thing. If they just went full on anime with GTA 6, yeah, then I could fucking believe it. But like the instant you try to add in like super realistic stuff, it's like,
it'd be an interesting topic if GTA is based in Japan. That would be pretty cool. Now I think about it, that would be pretty cool.
I mean, like, let's be honest. If it was a fucking cell shaded anime style, full on weeaboo physics,
Full on weeaboo.
Like, and Rockstar was like, yeah, we're doing this and we're making it all female protagonists. Oh yeah, that shit would sell like fucking hotcakes. But if they're remaking GTA 5 with better graphics and an all female cast, it's gonna fucking fail.
Yeah, I know, man. I know the Yakuza game. I know. But hopefully they'll make an appearance in GTA 6, the Yakuza, chilling in Miami or wherever it's at.
Yeah, but are the Yakuza already chilling in Miami? It makes sense. It was like Cuban guys in Miami.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, introducing new groups, the bad boy groups.
See, if they did GTAs in like different countries, that'll probably make it a little bit easier for them to have new ideas. But if they're just gonna stay in America, it's gonna be a little bit more harder.
I see what you're saying. I'm just curious how big the map will be for GTA 6. It's gonna be even bigger. Or, once again, we can travel to other places. Like literally, like,
I'm still waiting for GTA Toronto, honestly.
GTA Moscow. Well,
GTA Kiev.
we somewhat had it a little bit in GTA 4, even though he wasn't in Moscow. But
yeah, we've had a Russian protagonist.
I can see that happening. That could work. That can work.
Honestly, though, a GTA style game that I really liked the original. I didn't really care for the sequel. Was the Mercenaries games? You guys ever play that?
Mercenary? No, I don't think so.
Mercenaries? Yeah, it's GTA style, but the first one takes place in like basically the border zone of North Korea, and you're fighting the North Koreans. But you get to choose between the three other factions fighting over it, which is the South Koreans led by the Americans, the Chinese, and the Russians. And one of the biggest mechanics was that if you got inside, like, say, a North Korean vehicle, you could then pass as a North Korean and disguise and infiltrate, and you could hijack basically anything. It was a really interesting and fun game.
I'm gonna have to check that out. But now that I'm thinking about GTA 6, it's like, what's gonna be the characters' backgrounds? That's what I'm gonna be curious about, because backgrounds are very important as well.
Okay, well, you're definitely going to have the sassy black woman who grew up in the hood.
Yep.
You're going to have the Valley Girl.
No. How we have a Valley Girl in Florida?
She could. Well, you know how literally
Well, yeah,
a lot of women from around the country goes to live in Miami to live that Jezebel life.
Yeah.
Like hell, there was an Amish chick in Miami. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's not surprising.
You're going to have you're going to have the Valley Girl, the Hood Girl, and the illegal from Mexico.
I was like, no, Cuba makes way more sense than Mexico.
Okay, it could be Cuba if it's Hawaii. That's the thing. You're going to have like the Hood, the illegal. You're going to have the rich one, the poor one, and the illegal one.
Oh hell, like, well, see how they meet. That's going to be the big one as well. Like how they know each other, like the initial contact, because it was good that at least two of the characters knew each other before the game even started, per se, like 10 years ago in the bank robbery. Now, like, just some random chicks like at a fucking club and like,
the most likely thing to be possible is the illegal and the hood one that know each other, and after they get the Valley Girl in afterwards.
But I like that.
You get people complaining that that's racist.
Not because the person that came over from Mexico without permission, that she ain't gonna really go anywhere too nice. So I can see it being very likely them meeting each other, because she's coming over with nothing. That's a big thing.
We need weave snatching. We need it. We need weave snatching.
Do you know how quick that game will be? Okay. But I'll say the Valley Girl, it will be the global one that would just, follow along the other two in the shenanigans that they get into.
I think she'd be the Franklin of the group.
Pretty much. And I hate how Franklin's so fucking gullible sometimes. That's just me.
They're gonna have to have a sugar baby trick where they get like the Valley Girls to make a honeypot trip with a sugar baby and like a sugar daddy, and after like they rob the guy at gunpoint on his boat.
I can see the Valley Girl getting corrupt over time. I can see that happening, like in that scenario, getting corrupt by the crimes, the lifestyle, and eventually wising up to the game. I mean the underground.
We need. Okay, if I was making a game, I will personally put Fresh and Fit in there and have. Which one's the short guy? I forgot his name. Like CEO, whatever his name is. And I would have him get scammed. No, that's. I'm not sure.
If you go on a fucking PUA,
I don't know his real name, but his name is Fresh Prince CEO.
Yeah. I want Fresh to be scammed by the Valley Girl. And she's like, I'm lost.
I think she goes on the PUA podcast, and then when he tries to dick her down afterwards, they pull it, like the other two girls bust in because they're hiding in the closet. They pull a gun on him and they rob him and leave him completely naked in the street or something.
But I don't want them in the game though, because they'll make money off of that.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It'll be
Well, you
like
don't have to
not
have
fresh
them.
and fit. That's the. But, okay, let's be honest. We're probably writing a better story than whatever Rockstar would come up
Yeah.
with.
But what I'm saying is like
Rockstar, we want our fucking royalties.
I don't know what kind of copyright they have on their little business of Fresh and Fit, but they could, sue and stuff if it's too similar. Like, unless they can try to put in some type of cameo that is like
Do you think
barely
they
the same.
You think they got more money than Rockstar to afford lawyers?
No. But what I'm saying
Actually,
is
parodies are fine. Parodies
Yeah.
are fine.
parodies, yeah, they're fine.
That's
It's technically a parody of them.
you can straight up call them Fed and Simp. That's not copyrighted.
Bro, that's some defamation type shit. But they can't do anything if it's
Oh, no, it's not
parody.
defamation because it's actually the truth.
Well, they're gonna copyright strike.
No, they're going to copy strike
they're
Rockstar.
Yeah,
they already
they're
did
gonna
a bunch
copyright
of
strike
YouTube.
Rockstar. Copyright infringement. Copyright.
No.
But-
You can't use Fed and Simp. We're Fed and Simp. Oh, I thought you were fresh and fit. Well,
That would be a crazy. That would be a crazy ass mission, though. I think that would be freaking hilarious. And they'll pop up throughout the game.
no, that's the thing. They'll be on the you'll have fucking podcast radio. There'll be a parody radio station.
Oh shit! Yeah, like its own. Okay, I see what you're saying. We call it the Manosphere type shit. The Manosphere Radio. You're just hearing the most exaggerated Fresh and Fit podcast. It would be great. I'm sorry. It would be too much. But all right, guys. We're gonna shut down the stream here because I want you guys to go to Manic the Mechanics channel. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Honestly,
Oh,
I'd say carry on. You go first.
Well, okay. Well, about the main topic that we were talking about. Yeah, the standards are wishy-washy. They're not really real. They're just up there in case guys that are actually reasonable. But for the guys that they just fuck around with and mess up their lives with, they don't have those standards for them. Like she could say, I want a guy that has a good financial business or can look after me. But she slept with some guy that was broke, that was selling drugs, that was like crazy. It's like, yeah, don't listen to certain people that you know are just trash. Like their ranking compared to you is not on the same level, but they're asking for something above you. It's like, I can't really trade for you because what you're trading for is trash to gold. So yeah.
All right, carry on. I agree with what you said right there. Great. You don't have anything else to say?
So in conclusion, a woman's standards are proportional to how secure she feels at the moment and what she feels she has access to. Men, on the other hand, this is what we want for long-term planning, long-term goals. So do not change your standards, men. Have a realistic understanding of what your value is. Understand that your attention, your time, and your resources do have value. And spend them carefully. Because the most valuable investment you can make is attention, time, and money into yourself. And the standards of women will drop as security drops. And those times are coming. And you want to be able to negotiate from a position of power, not a position of weakness.
I agree 1,000,000% what you said. Especially when this comes to pass, there's a high probability that this will happen. Because what we've been saying for years, most of it has come to pass. So make sure you take a lot of heed to what we're trying to say. We're not saying it's going to happen 100%. But based on our observation, based on our logic and reasoning, based on what we're seeing around the world, and the numbers itself, you can't dispute numbers. It's a lot more difficult to dispute numbers. So just make sure you keep your ears open, your eyes open, aware, and keep watching these type of videos. So, because like what the saying said, you're only a BJ away going back to the plantation, and you'll be fucked. In my opinion, what I mean by going back to the plantation, I mean, getting some random girl pregnant or signing that marriage contract. Be careful out there, gentlemen. But right now, I'm shutting down the stream. I'm about to post a link of Manic's channel. He's having a live stream right now with Mario. Go support our Warband brother. And I am going to be heading out. Probably going to be playing Elden Ring, right? It's going to be round 2. Hopefully, I'll be a lot better than the first video. This is Sir Yeetus. Hopefully, you guys got a lot of gems tonight. And expect a new and approved live stream tomorrow. I am out. Peace.
Peace, Warband.
Peace. See you.